Hey guys, this is Frozen Things Studios here, and welcome to part 25 of the Frozen Awards 2023 Best Director. It's been a really long journey awarding movies and TV shows with many different categories, but now we have reached the final three award categories, and these are probably the biggest award categories, not only in my Frozen Awards, but awards shows in general. This award category pretty much goes to the most important person when it comes to filmmaking, the director. Yes, you may argue the actors are the most important or the screenwriters, but it's actually the director who's the most important because the director is pretty much the one who controls the film's artistic aspects, like pretty much visualizes the script. Yes, you may have a script, but that is written, that is typewritten, but the director is the one who actually visualizes the film. He reads the script and controls the vision. He controls the actors and maybe even controls the production of it. This award category goes to the director with the best vision for his movies. Without further ado, here are the nominees for Best Director: Guillermo del Toro, Pinocchio; James Cameron, Avatar: The Way of Water; Matt Reeves, The Batman; Sam Raimi, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness; Steven Spielberg, The Fablemans. And the award for Best Director goes to James Cameron, Avatar: The Way of Water. Yep, you probably knew that James Cameron was going to win this award category. Out of all of the major and recognizable directors who's made like beyond $1 billion with their massively successful films, James Cameron is my favorite of them all, and he is right up there with Chris Buck and Jennifer Lee as one of the greatest directors of all time. Period. I mean, I've been a lifelong James Cameron fan. I mean, like at the time when I didn't really know who my favorite director was, James Cameron was the first person who I considered as my favorite director. Especially with how he's made some of the most successful movies ever made. He's literally the most successful director with Avatar, Titanic, and now Avatar: The Way of Water. Three films that are in the top four highest grossing movies of all time. Can you imagine a director whose movies have consistently been making so much money? I mean, I've heard some people say that Steven Spielberg is the most successful director. It could be true, but he didn't really make a lot of $1 billion movies, and he's made some flops. I mean, name one flop James Cameron made. Well, probably Piranha 2, but we don't talk about movie. I'm not even gonna watch that movie. Avatar: The Way of Water is easily James Cameron's biggest achievement to date. Yeah, this movie is a masterpiece in every single way, and I mean, I didn't really think this would be my favorite movie of the year, but yeah, I already a spoiler for Best Picture. Let's save that for when I talk about my Best Picture. But yeah, let's talk about James Cameron. I can't believe people were doubting James Cameron in Avatar: The Way of Water. I mean, sure, yes. People thought that the writing was going to suck. But considering that James Cameron is literally a king of sequels, I believe that he would make Avatar: The Way of Water twice Terminator 2 Judgment Day and Aliens with both sequels that are vastly superior to the original. Whether James Cameron pretty much makes a sequel out of someone else's movie or makes a sequel out of his own movies, he manages to make them top the original. That's what makes James Cameron amazing. Some people were right about The Way of Water, doubting it, they was like, oh, the story sucks and all that stuff, but I mean, people like me, were actually gave this movie a chance, and we're pretty much convincing people to never bet against James Cameron. People only hated this movie just because they hated the first one. I mean, if you actually go more in depth about this movie without just hate watching it, you'd see that this movie is something truly special. Now, yes, I can see where people are coming from with the writing. It may not be one of the best aspects of the film, but how they are able to handle everything else is great. Even the story, I still defend it, despite it's not one of my favorite things in the movie. I still strongly defend the story, and James Cameron's vision is all there. I mean, he perfectly tells a story. His stories using visuals, and that's what's unique about him. I mean, James Cameron just everything, and this movie is pretty much the most James Cameron that James Cameron has ever been. This feels like his signature movie, and yeah, The Way of Water is one of the greatest movies of all time, easily in my top three. I don't know how any James Cameron movie can top this. I don't know how the Avatar sequels could top this. So yeah, 13 years in the works, so this movie perfectly paid off. And I've never been more proud to award James Cameron for Best Director. So that's part 20, for, that's part 25 of the Frozen Awards 2023. Stay tuned for part 26. Oh boy. We've been having so many positive award, but now let's get into one negative award, Worst Picture. Bye guys.